Meeting of the Fitchburg City Council. I now call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating their name and city of residence. Seeing none, at this time I would ask that all electronic devices be placed into silent mode. Vice President Van Hazinga, would you please lead us in salute to a flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Here.
Councilor Walsh. Here. President Zarella.
Here.
Councilor Boschman.
Here.
Councilor Kuchar.
Here.
Councilor Cragen. Here. Councilor Cruz.
Here.
Councilor Di Natale.
Here.
Councilor Fleming.
Here.
Councilor Green.
Here.
Councilor Schultz.
Here.
We have 11 members present.
Thank you very much. We have no one signed in remotely for public forum. If there is anyone in the audience wishing to speak, please approach the center podium, identify yourself by name and city of residence, and identify the agenda item on which you wish to speak, and you will be given 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Charlene Laxo. I live at 31 Gloria Ave, and I'd like to speak to Petition 09825, the extension of the solar moratorium. Despite the fact that the state is working on updated solar regulations, it seems advantageous for the city to issue its own stronger zoning ordinance to protect neighborhoods in the interim. Since the current moratorium expires on May 31st, more time is needed to strengthen our current ordinance. I believe the state allows a temporary moratorium of 1 year. The last reading of the current moratorium was on October 15th, 2024, which puts us well under the 1-year time frame allowed. An extension would provide the city time to continue to develop and implement an updated zoning ordinance, which could be tweaked if eventually superseded by state regulations. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, we will begin our announcements. The next meeting of the Widowed Helping Widowed Support Group will take place on Thursday, May 8th from 4 until 5:30 p.m. in room 205 at the Fitchburg State University Recreation Center, 130 North Street. Kelly Lynn and Bernie Schultz will co-facilitate the meeting. Fitchburg City Councilor Bernie Schultz is hosting a City Council community meeting on Monday, May 12th at 6:30 p.m. here in the Legislative Building, 700 Main Street. Fitchburg Mayor Sam Squalia and FATV Executive Director Nate Glennie will make presentations and then answer questions following their presentations. This meeting on May 12th will be the last City Council community meeting hosted by Councilor Schultz until September. As with the last few years, Councilor Schultz will not be scheduling community meetings during the summer months. In recognition of May as Mental Health Awareness Month, the Health Department invites the public to join NAMI North Central Mass for a program on navigating mental health. This will be held on Thursday, May 8th at the Legislative Building, 700 Main Street. Local counseling agencies will have resource tables available at 5:30 p.m. and the program begins at 6 p.m. There will be a presentation on navigating mental illness from 2 perspectives. A family member will share the experience of accessing mental health care for a loved one, and an individual living with mental illness will share their journey. A panel discussion will follow, led by Heather Powell, North County Site Director for Massachusetts Department of Public Health. This free program is open to the public and refreshments will be available. You can call 978-829-1854 for more information. Saturday, May 31st at 2 p.m., the Thurston Consort will have, it looks like a piano concert at the Forest Hill Abbey, the mausoleum, with award-winning pianist Sylvia Boto of Romania. Sylvia is a music teacher at Groton Hill Music Center. RSVP seating is limited. You can email Friends of Fitchburg Cemeteries, one word, at gmail.com with thanks to the Fitchburg Cultural Council for support. And the program is free, but donations are welcome to aid in the restoration of the mausoleum. And this week, Stratton Players celebrates their centennial season with 2 free programs. On Thursday, May 8th at 7 p.m., there will be a play reading at Leominster Library, and you can also help select plays for their next season. You can come read a part or sit and listen. Teens and adults are welcome. And on Friday, May 9th, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., Stratton Players will debut a new program for youth, adults, and seniors. Fun Family Improv is an opportunity to explore theater skills, try on costumes, and use props to create crazy characters and situations. This is a free program, but donations are welcome. RSVP is strongly recommended as spaces are limited. For more information and to RSVP, you can visit the Stratton Players on Facebook or email strattonplayers@gmail.com. Thank you. Next, we have the report of the Appointments Committee. Councillor Kuchar.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Appointments Committee met earlier this evening. We took up 2 new appointments. First to the Fitchburg Human Rights Commission, term to expire April 1st, 2028. David DeJesus, which was approved unanimously. And another new appointment, associate member of the Fitchburg Zoning Board of Appeals, term to expire May 6, 2027, Christopher Deloge, and that was approved unanimously as well.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and second. Any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. Report of the Committee on Records. Councillor Gianatali.
I reviewed the minutes of the last City Council meeting, and they appear to be in order.
Make a
April
motion we
15th.
accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, it is unanimously approved. We have communications from Her Honor the Mayor. New appointment letter of 4 full-time student police officers for the City of Fitchburg: Sarah Coffey, Tyler Doucette, Angelina McGaw-Chan, and Arlene Tostes. One separate appointment letter for a full-time student police officer for the City of Fitchburg: Adam Borgo. New appointment of Michael T. Hurley as a member of the Fitchburg Board of Registrars, term to expire April 1st, 2028. New appointment of Emily Stark as a member of the Fitchburg Disability Commission, term to expire May 1st, 2028. Reappointment James J. McGrath, member of the Fitchburg Board of Parks Commissioners, term to expire April 1st, 2030. And Krista Fords Rhodes, reappointment as a member of the Fitchburg Human Rights Commission, term to expire May 1st, 2028. All of those will stand referred to the Appointments Committee. We have the annual report of the Fitchburg Fire Department. I see we have the chief here. If you have any remarks you had planned to give, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, we will place the report on file with the clerk's office. All right. Any objection to waiving the reading and placing it on file?
No problem.
Councillor Fleming.
It's quite a report.
That it is.
That it is.
And again, that will be on file with the clerk's office. Report of the City Property Committee. Councillor Van Hazinga.
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening, the City Property Committee met to consider one item, Order 6625, which involved a conservation restriction that was being given to the Worcester County Land Trust. It's located on Ashby West Road in an area of other protected land in the northern part of the city. The committee voted 3-0 to recommend approval of the conservation restriction.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. Report of the Finance Committee. Councillor Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. We took up a handful of items, 11 in total. There was one, I'll call attention to just one, petition 06825-2. This was the only order that was not approved by the Finance Committee unanimously. It was held as amended. We amended the date to effective July 1st, 2026. That was held by a vote of 4-1. Like I said, everything else was unanimously approved. I'd be happy to answer any questions. If anyone has a particular concern or comment or question about any of the agenda items from the Finance Committee, or I'd be happy to read them all in a row that were all unanimously approved.
Oh, Councillor Green.
I just have one question, 07325. To support pedestrian projects on Summer Street, Electric Ave, and Rollstone. Is there specifics about what and how that's going to be supported?
Sure. So most of it is the finishing of the paving, as well as some crosswalks, RRFBs, bike lanes, and pedestrian improvements on Rollstone, the turnaround. The specifics were made pretty clear in the meeting. If you want to take a peek at the minutes, I don't have them offhand. I don't think they've been submitted yet by Finance Committee, but the meeting is available on FATV. Let's see here.
Right. Are they putting in a specific bike lane on?
Painted bike lanes.
What's that?
Painted bike lanes.
A painted bike lane.
Yes.
No, they're not.
No,
No, they're not.
did not.
No bike lanes.
The bike lanes are coming, so I apologize if this was the wrong pool of funds, but this is for pedestrian safety, the crosswalks, the RFBs, things of that nature. But the bike lanes are coming. I think that's another pool of funds, apparently.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have any?
You gotta sign that.
Sorry?
Oh, I make a motion that we accept.
Second.
May I request that 7425 be held out?
Is that amenable to the moving party?
Sure. Would anyone like me to read all of the petitions and the orders? I'd be happy to do that for the council and the viewing public.
Doesn't seem to be necessary. So can I get a motion on all of the Finance Committee report excluding 074?
That doesn't have a motion on the floor, sir.
Yes, you have them. Oh, yes. It is up to you if you want to hold your motion or not.
No, I'll withdraw my motion. I don't want to be a wise guy. But, you know.
No, you are quite correct, though. It's your prerogative.
No, that's okay. But can I speak on that 075 for a minute, sir?
075 or
The one Green was
074?
talking about?
One he's holding out, 074. When we get to it, yes.
Okay, all right.
So do I have a motion for the remainder of the Finance Committee report?
So moved. Second.
All right. Any objections? Anyone on the motion? All right, then that is approved, and we now have 07425 before us. This is order that the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of earmark funds from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities in the approximate amount of $250,000 to support the conversion of vacant upper story space in downtown into housing. Councillor Di Natale, did you have any particular remarks you wanted to make on this?
Nope.
Okay. Councillor Rochman, you indicated you had a
Oh, no, I
question
thought
on
it
this?
was my mistake. I thought we were going to talk about Amy Green, the one she was asking about complete streets on the roads.
He wanted to ask about that.
Oh, I see. 073. I suppose if you just have a question, we can try to address that. The motion has already been passed.
I was just going to explain better about the crosswalks.
Oh, I
No
see.
bike lanes.
Let's have that conversation offline then. I appreciate it, but we're past. We just
Okay,
passed
that's
it already, so.
See you after. I'll see you after.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Move to approve 07425.
Second.
All right, anyone on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 In opposition? 3 in opposition.
The third, I missed the third, Chair. Thank you.
Motion carries by a vote of 8-3. Report of the Legislative Affairs Committee. Councillor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Legislative Affairs Committee met earlier this evening. We have one item on the agenda. It was 070-25. It was a resolution on behalf of FATV to adopt the resolution in support of Bill S41 and H91 streaming bill as per the enclosed resolution. And the resolution was to basically allow for funding for community media programming, and that was 5-0, unanimous consent.
Anyone, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there are no objections, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. Report of the Public Works Committee. Councillor Schultz.
Thank you, Council President Zarella. We met last Tuesday, April 29th, and we had 3 petitions on the agenda. First petition was 02825, and that was to assess the need for a stop sign, traffic control measure at High Street and Mechanic Street, and that was granted. And it was pointed out that it was just to assess the need. It wasn't to actually put something at that particular intersection. And the other 2 petitions, 06925 and 16824, were both given leave to withdraw. The first one, 06925, was to convert Central Ave extension from a paper road to an actual road, and we were told that the cost would be about $500,000 to do that. So they decided that a private developer, the people living there, should do that rather than the city. So that's why it was given leave to withdraw.
Councillor Kuchar.
The city plows that.
I think so.
And also picks up the rubbish, but they also pay taxes there, so that's what they get for the taxes. But by law, we can't use
You
Chapter 90.
can't do it. It's a paper street.
It's a paper street. You can't pave it. You can't. Yeah.
If I may, Chair, thank you.
It was stated that it is
Excuse me,
done as...
point of order.
Okay, hang on a second, hang on.
One at a time.
Are you all set, Councillor Kuchar?
Yes, thank you.
Councillor Fleming?
Sorry about that. It was stated that it is a courtesy that the Public Works does that for the city if there's an emergency, so fire trucks and things, emergency vehicles get up there, because we all have those paper roads in our wards, and if we did, it would cost us millions and millions of dollars to change over all paper roads to public roads.
All set?
The floor, yes.
Councillor Cruz?
Thank you, Mr. President. And just to piggyback on what Councillor Fleming had mentioned, Commissioner Erickson explained it to us. It is at the Commissioner's discretion, as we've done it in the past, to continue to sustain some of the roads and provide the plowing and sort of maintenance that might need a public safety issue. So it was the Commissioner's discretion. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Vice President Van Hazinga.
So I was in attendance at the meeting. I just would like to add that the Commissioner explained that there is a process in our bylaws for the acceptance of a paper road as a city street. It involves a lot of engineering work being done to show exactly the bounds of the road and where it is. The road also has to be constructed up to city standards to meet, width, quality of pavement, other issues. So as it currently sits, the road does not meet city standards to be a city road. So it would have to go through that process of engineering to show that its layout, its right-of-ways, its condition, it would have to be approved up to city standards, and then the city would take it. So if through the normal process where someone creates a subdivision where a road is accepted by the city, it has to go through that process in order to be accepted. And that was sort of brought forward that if this is going to happen, it should go back and meet those requirements.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm
Councilor
not going to
Grossman.
talk about that. I just want to give the other reason why we withdraw. I just want to make it clear to everybody out there that the city's putting in berms and they're not made to drive over. And we're not going back and put a berm in, and then they get damaged by the homeowner, and they want us
But
to
that's
fix
not
it.
the, petition we're talking about right now.
Counselor.
I don't know about the other one, why we withdrew it.
Oh,
Why we
okay.
gave it leave to
We didn't get to
withdraw.
that one yet. We're still on the other one, Paul.
All right. I did explain that.
All right. So do we have anything further on on any of these three items? Councilor Giantatali.
On 16824, why was that given leave? The berm?
Councilor
You want to
Schultz.
explain it, or what?
Go ahead, you started to.
They put a berm up there, and we didn't know what the guy actually wanted. So they put the berm from one area all the way down to the driveway, left it open. But the guy drove over the berm and damaged part of the berm. So out of the kindness of the DPW, they said that they would go back and repair that part of it, because when I went up there Sunday, he showed me, well, he didn't come out and show me, he said the water's still going down. So they're going to put a little angle on the end of the driveway so the water won't go down there. But we also made it very clear, the DPW said, and that's why I said it, that we're not putting in berms so people can drive over, damage them, and they need to be replaced. We won't replace them unless we get paid, because it costs money.
Did the resident requesting this is the one who damaged it?
Yeah. No, they needed it because the water was going into his yard, right, Mr. Kutcher?
Right, but who damaged the berm?
He damaged the berm. The resident.
The guy that requested the berm, Marcus.
Wow.
When did he damage it?
Was that, sir?
When did he damage it? A long time ago, or?
No, this is a freshly bermed. They just did it.
They just did it last year.
They did the berm last year, and he already damaged
Point
it.
of order, we're having a lot of back and forth right now. That's really not the way we operate.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. We should have one person at a time, and if there's anyone who wants to respond, please raise your hand and wait to be given the floor. All right, so do you have any, was your question answered, or do you have more that you'd like to go through the chair? Either way is fine.
So it's a point of order because I'm asking questions to the chair?
No. The point of order was to the back and forth without going through the chair. That's all. Nothing to do with the subject of your questioning.
For clarifications, Mr. President, if I may. It's
On the point of order?
Yes,
Okay.
it's not directed at any one counselor. It's just a lot of back and forth, and the chair typically has the floor and can answer questions. And it's just the way we operate. It keeps things in orderly fashion.
When you say
Yeah, no, and that's on me. That's my fault. I should have kept it a little tighter. But you're still free to ask any follow-up questions that you want, Counselor.
So, through you, Mr. Chair, how was it left? Is the resident okay with this? Or does he feel like, it was an accident, and so now the city's going to penalize him by never fixing it?
No, if you watch the video right at the end of the meeting, Nick Erickson, the commissioner, said that he would send somebody up to fix the berm. So the berm is going to be repaired, Marcus.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions, comments? Counselor Fleming.
Okay, so there's a little background story on this. The berm was placed there because there's erosion in the resident's yard. So they put the berm up thinking that would solve the erosion problem. However, they've discovered that there is still erosion happening, and that may be something that has to do with the resident's home or whatever. So the berm was placed there, it was damaged, and he's asking for it to be fixed because it was damaged. So it didn't take care of the initial problem, which was the erosion. So that itself is on the constituent, the resident, because it's something that's happening on his property, nothing the city has done. That makes sense. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Councilor Schultz.
Yeah, just for clarification, Councilor Di Natale, the berm was put in not by that, not for that resident, but for his next-door neighbor, and it just extended down to his property. So that's really what happened. I yield the floor.
All right. Do I have a motion on this report?
So moved to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the report of the Public Works Committee. Do I have any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. We have a number of orders for finance. If no one objects, I will waive the reading of 083 through and including 08825, and those will stand referred to finance. Seeing no objections. For 09925, order that there be and hereby is appropriated the sum of $216,665.01 from Reserve for Appropriation PEG Access expenses to support FATV capital needs. We have a request for suspension of the rules on this item.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension. If there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, the matter is before the council.
Move to adopt 9925.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Do I have any objections? That said, it is unanimously approved. 08925, order that the City of Fitchburg duly elected, that the City Council of the City of Fitchburg duly elected, qualified, and acting as such on behalf of the city votes to authorize the mayor to execute an extension of the lease by and between the City of Fitchburg and Crown Atlantic Company, LLC, as the successor of Bell Atlantic Mobile of Massachusetts Corporation Limited, doing business as Verizon Wireless, for the property located at 1078 Franklin Road, Fitchburg, Massachusetts, for the final renewal term of 5 years, commencing on April 15th, 2025, and ending April 15th, 2030, and to take any other action necessary or convenient to carry out this vote. That will stand referred to city property. We have an ordinance in final reading, 02025, to adopt the provisions of General Laws, Chapter 60, Section 62A, as amended by Section 89 through 91 of Chapter 140 of the Acts of 2024. Again, this is in final reading.
So moved.
I have a motion and second to pass 02025 through its third and final reading to be enrolled, ordained, and advertised. Do I have any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. 02725, this is also in final reading. This is the clerical amendment to the snow and ice ordinance. I'm not going to read out the details unless anyone wants me to.
Move to its third and final reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second to pass 02725 through its third and final reading to be enrolled, ordained, and advertised. Do I have any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimous. Ordinance in first reading. This is 09025, amending Chapter 44, Section 10 of the Code of the City of Fitchburg to update Council on Aging hourly positions. This we took up in petition form at the prior council meeting. Councillor Green.
Since we have Amanda Keck here, so does it spell out exactly how many positions that accounts for and what that means for hourly positions for the Council on Aging?
You can come on up.
Amanda Keck, Director of the Fitchburg Council on Aging. So we made that ordinance in so many steps like that. It's just one position, but it's just, I want to be able to offer a broad range of wages, depending on the amount of experience the person has who, like when they apply for the job. So,
Is this a clerical position or
kitchen coordinator.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Councilor Gianatali.
Where does the kitchen coordinator fall in the budget? I'm looking at it right now. What line item does that get paid out of?
Budget, and it would be paid out of my formula grant fund. I did submit a little bit of information. I don't know if anybody has.
It's grant funded?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Has it always been grant funded?
No, it's, apparently this is a new thing. So it will be grant funded. Plenty of other councils on agings in other cities and towns use the formula grant to fund a position such as this, so I'm just trying to follow suit. And if you got the documents that I tried to include in your packet, you'll see that I actually have enough money to fund this position for the next 5 years, even if I don't get another formula grant.
Thank you.
Councilor Boschman.
When did that come into effect? I don't remember anybody ever getting paid in there in the kitchen.
Well, there was,
I thought it was all volunteers.
there are all volunteers, and that's why there needs to be somebody in there that can supervise those volunteers. There used to be somebody when the lunches were provided by Montezut Opportunity Council, which is now Making Opportunity Count.
Yeah.
They used to do the meals, and they paid a meal site manager to take care of the food that was provided by MOC. And now we have a great thing going on with the Monty Tech cafeteria workers, and they prepare the food, and it's delivered to us already cooked, and the volunteers deliver it to the tables and, clean up afterwards. But they do need some supervision to make sure that all the Board of Health regulations are being followed. And when, when the volunteers can't come, sometimes I have 3 volunteers that can't come on the same day, and I'm scrambling, I got to find somebody to work in my kitchen. If I have one paid staff that I know I can hold accountable and be there, it'll be easier for us to serve the people at the senior center. And more people are coming all the time, so we really need all hands on deck when it's lunchtime.
I yield the floor for now.
All right. Councilor Green.
The meals are still going to be provided by Monty Tech,
Yep.
and still only on, not only, but thank goodness, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Yes.
So will this position reflect just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Yes.
So part-time position?
Yes.
And for the next 5 years, you've got funding for it as a part-time position
Yes.
in your budget under the formula grant?
Right.
Thank you.
Councilor Schultz.
Yes, Amanda, the kitchen coordinator, I imagine, will have a serve-safe certification. Do you always have somebody, you must always have somebody in the kitchen, a volunteer that has that certification, right?
Right now, I'm the person with the Serve Safe certification.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And this person, it's possible they won't have Serve Safe, but I can also get them that certification.
They probably should get that, yeah.
They will have it.
Yeah.
They will have it if they don't now.
All right. I yield the floor.
Councilor Gianatali.
Yeah, my apologies. I know you sent information a while back. I don't even remember what I did yesterday sometime.
It's okay.
The Formula One grant, is that a new grant?
No.
So what has that grant been historically used for? Up until this point where you're now using it for this kind of a position, what were you using that for previously?
It's used for programs, supplies for programs like craft supplies. You can use it for like our volunteer appreciation celebration. It is used to pay, like 25% of my salary, half of my principal clerk's salary.
Is there anything you're giving up to now pay for this position over the next 5 years, or did they increase it so that it's now covering that position as well? Like, are you foregoing anything that you have been funding out of that grant for?
No.
In deference to this?
No.
Okay,
No. So the formula grant is based on the amount of people over 60 that live in the city of Fitchburg.
okay.
City of Fitchburg has about 8,000 people.
Yep.
And so our grant is around $120,000 a year.
So no other programs you've been providing from this grant are going to be sacrificed to pay for this position?
Right.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
I'll
that's all.
still have money left over.
Just want to make sure. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Councilor Cruz.
No, thank you. My questions are answered.
I think it's great that we're getting that much money for 8,000 people, but 8,000 people don't use the senior center, right?
Right.
So there is a lot of it.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. I yield the floor.
Anyone else? Councilor Green.
Sorry, Amanda, I know how much you love being up in front of the podium and talking with us. Is there ability for any of this formula grant to be used for the maintenance or the upkeep of the Armory / Council on Aging / Senior Center?
Yes. We could use the money for building maintenance. However,
All of it, a portion of it, some of it?
Some of it. I have used some of it already for things that break at the senior center. I'm a little nervous about using my formula grant funds on that building because it is a city building, and at any time the city can decide that it's not a senior center anymore. And then I've spent formula grant funds on this building, and what if?
Right.
I don't have control over what happens with that building. So
I get it. I don't understand I do understand the dilemma, but I don't want to see it. I know you've got a couple of hefty projects, big projects, to even get into the entrance of that building. I know that's expensive, but I don't want to forego letting it crumble to crap and then say, oh my God, the city of Fitchburg did nothing, when we are kind of financially in a pickle this year, next year. So if we could do a little bit with the grant money to continue to keep it open and safe before it falls to the other side of that, because once we start sliding down that hill, we're never going to recover from that. So I don't want to lose the Armory, I don't want to lose the Senior Center, I don't want to lose the Council on Aging in a historic building that we're obligated to maintain.
So there is so the other thing that's happened with the formula grant in the past few years is that they have opened up what you can spend formula grant money on. So being a new director, I need to definitely make sure that that's the case and that I can spend this formula grant money on building repair, and it doesn't seem like there's a reason why I can't spend any money on building repair, and I certainly will contribute to repair projects, but I can't let go of my whole entire formula grant. I need this kitchen person for.
Right, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm right, I see it.
Yep.
And I know that it's popular and that people appreciate it, and you're finally getting the momentum of getting people there. More and more people are there. So it's a formula. I get it. I don't want you to rob from one to pay the other, but I don't want you to not do one in hesitation of a building that doesn't really belong to the Council on Aging.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Madam Mayor, you had something to add?
Yes, Councillor Green, thank you for suggesting that. We have approximately $50,000 of capital funds for repairing of the front entrance, and also we have some structural issues with the buttresses at the senior center that we are actively repairing. The quote for repairing that front entrance triggered a requirement for a bid process and a further procurement, so we're working on developing specifications and putting that out to bid right now for that front, or at least putting it out so that we can accept bids for that. So we do have some funds aside for that capital repair, and hopefully we do not have to tap into our senior center formula grant for that. But I appreciate Director Keck's willingness to do what it takes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, so again, this is an ordinance in first reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second to pass this through its first reading. Do I have any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimous. Another ordinance in first reading, 09125. New section 23-36 to be inserted into Chapter 23, Fire Department, Article 2, Chief Engineer, reading as follows. Section 23-36, Fire Alarm System Monitoring License Fee. The following rate is to be the fee charged for the City Fire Department to issue a license to monitor fire alarm systems, $300. This section shall take effect January 1st, 2026.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second to pass this ordinance through its first reading. Any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimous. We have a number of petitions here. One, we have 09225, Councillor Andrew Kuchar, to rename the Crocker Splash Pad at Crocker Park to the Joel Caddy Memorial Splash Pad. I spoke with Councillor Kuchar before the meeting. It turns out this is actually a matter within the purview of the Parks Board rather than the City Council. However, I would entertain a motion to amend this from a petition to a resolution in support.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any objections to the amendment? Seeing none, this will then be referred, the resolution will be referred to city property, and I believe Councillor Kuchar will contact the Parks and Rec Board to get that process rolling. 9325 from Joanna Bellotta, our city clerk, to review the mayor's salary and city councilor's salary as required by Chapter 3-43 of the Code of the City of Fitchburg. This will, if there is no objection, I would like to send this as typical to council as a whole, date to be determined. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved.
I have a motion and second to send this to council as a whole. Do I have any objections? Seeing none, it will stand referred. 9425, Community Development and Planning Department, to adopt zoning changes to comply with the Massachusetts Model Floodplain bylaws and incorporate the new FEMA floodplain maps effective July 8th, 2025. I would like to ask for a motion to set this for public hearing on June 3rd.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and second. Any objections? Seeing none, it is unanimous. Three more items. Councillor Schultz, in conjunction with Fire Chief Dante Suarez and Director of Public Health Steve Curry, to address public safety issues at 240 Water Street, the former St. Bernard's Church, where the spire is presenting a falling danger and there are issues with homeless individuals breaking into the buildings. That will stand referred to public safety. 09625, Councillor Van Hazinga, to install a traffic sign on Davis Street at Highland Court warning caution autistic child or similar. That will stand referred to Public Works. 9725, Councillor Bernie Schultz on behalf of Jason Badillo of 126 South Street to repair the sidewalk on Charles Street next to his residence. That will also stand referred to Public Works. And lastly, 09825, Councillor Kuchar on behalf of the Shea Street Neighborhood Group to extend the solar moratorium to allow for additional time to implement the solar zoning change. I have a request for suspension of the rules on this item.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules. Do I have any objection? Seeing none, the matter is before the council.
Motion to accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept in petition form I believe this will then need to go to ordinance at our next meeting, and we'll take care of that as it goes.
On the ordinance,
On the motion, go ahead.
I'm in support of extending the moratorium. I think it's the right thing to do because we don't have the new zoning language in place. However, it doesn't say how long to extend it, and I think that is a matter that has to be addressed in the moratorium, not just definitely extend.
That is a good point. I have Councillor Cruz, then Councillor Kuchar, and we will address that before we close this out. Councillor Cruz.
I'll yield to the petitioner.
Councillor Kuchar.
I moved we amend to the, whatever the October date when we...
I believe it was October 15th. Perfect.
Move to amend the petition to move the date to October 15th of this year.
Do I have a second on the amendment?
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any objections to the amendment? Seeing none, it is amended. Councillor Cruz, on the initial motion, did you still have something?
That was going to be my suggestion, but I figured I'd leave it to the petitioner. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Do I have any further questions or comments on this matter? All right. Do I have any objection to the extension of the moratorium? Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. And that concludes our business for the evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, can you tell them about the cleanup this Saturday on May 17th, because people don't know they can get.
I don't have it in front of me, but if you have the details, then go ahead.
On May 17th, Clegon.
May 17th, and where is it
It's going to
meeting?
be on Daniel Street, Fairmont Street.
All
We
right.
can use all the help we can get.
Yes, we are adjourned, yes. But I will, if we're still broadcasting, feel free to announce it.
Yep. May 10th is the next one,
Ward
and then
3.
May 17th is the one in Cleghorn.
In the good one, yeah. Yes.
And these are all on the city's Facebook page?
Yes. Yep, and the website.
And the website?
May 10th
Perfect.
at the BAC, Simons Park. May 17th in lovely Ward 2, Cleghorn.
That's right.
All right.
And we can use the volunteers.
Oh, yeah, we can. We got to clean up this place.
Okay, Paul.
I will be at
All right. Article on the...
I will be at my brother's.